Hi, I'm Brittany. This is part 2 of converting my first generation Toyota Sequoia into a stealth camper. Today I'm going to be installing some Kilmat sound deadener. I purchased 2 boxes. Each box should cover 50 square feet. I also purchased some different sized roller tools, and I have my X-Acto knife. I'm going to be starting with the trunk just because I already have the plastic panel pulled off from my last episode where I replaced the rear latch. And then eventually I want to do the floor and any leftover material, the side panels and the doors. According to the instructions though, the first thing I need to do is clean and degrease the surface that I'm going to be adhering these to. So I'm going to do that first and then we'll get started. For the record, these are like the worst microfiber cloths ever. They don't actually hold on to any water, so they're kind of just smearing everything around. I'm just trying to get the bulk of the dirt off, and then I'll go back through with a paper towel to actually clean it up. Okay, so I think I got at least the bulk of the dirt off. Didn't really look too dirty to begin with, mostly just dusty. So I'm gonna start cutting up the Kilmat and rolling it on. Okay, I opened it up and I got some of the Kilmat down in here. I did notice that they already have what I assume are some sound deadening materials on the trunk, so I just kind of left that. So I just added a couple pieces. Probably not going to make a huge difference, but maybe better than nothing. One thing I noticed though, again, I'm just outside Phoenix, Arizona in the middle of June, so it's already about 100 degrees outside. And it's getting pretty difficult to peel the paper off because some of the black tar material is sticking. So I'm gonna switch boxes and just kind of leave it inside while I work and only pull out one piece at a time. Hopefully that will help. Okay, I think I'm done adding the Kilmat to the trunk. Obviously, when you're doing this, make sure you don't cover up any of the holes. I was a little concerned about getting too close to the edge just because I wasn't sure how much space I would have. I'm going to go back in and add some Reflectix to this as well before I put the panels back on, and I wasn't sure at what point it would just be too thick to fit the panel. So I was a little sparse on the Kilmat, but I think it'll be enough. And then I'll invest a little bit more into the floor. But yeah, like 10% done. Started pulling out the carpet to add some sound deadening material to the floor. It was actually pretty simple. There was one piece of trim here that had to pop out, so there are a few screws holding it in. And then the carpet was tacked down by these plastic, I don't know what you want to call those. I did break the first one because I tried to pry it out with a screwdriver, and you are going to want to use one of those actual tools meant for pulling out those plastic pieces, which I have, but I couldn't find. So I did have this weed pulling tool, and I used this instead. It has that same prong shape, and it worked just fine. So I got the carpet out quite a bit. You can see there's some sort of sound deadening material already on this, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and cover the whole floor with this Kilmat. Might be a little overkill, might not, did make a difference, but I already bought it anyway, so we'll get started. Here's an update on the progress. About a third of the way done for the whole back. I need to pull the rest of this carpet back, and then it's actually in 2 pieces, so then I'll jump up in the front to get the second piece. It's a pretty simple process, but it is taking a while, especially rolling down through all these grooves. Okay, I finished installing the Kilmat on this portion of the floor. I did end up purchasing some foil tape to get the seams, mostly just so that there wasn't tar hanging out, so I could walk on this while I continue my project, or I didn't want to get it all over the carpet. So definitely overkill. This tape was pretty easy to use. It comes with a paper backing. You just peel it off. It does want to roll, so if you kind of set it down and then unroll the paper as you go, it makes it a little bit easier to use. But you can cut it into pretty small strips. A lot of times I was able to cut it in half to make a really narrow strip just to get the edges. But yeah, I think I'm gonna put the carpet back down and then car passing by. Put the carpet back down and then peel it up from the other side to get the other end. For me, since I'm working against the heat melting the tar, I just went ahead and laid down the mats without rolling them. So you can see they have this bubble texture that after you roll it, it goes away. The kit of rollers that I purchased had 3 different sizes. There's kind of like this large one, medium one, and small one. This one to me has not been very helpful. Even on these wider surfaces, I just feel like it's hard to get enough pressure to really make those bumps go away. So I've been using mostly this medium and small. So if you're buying just 1 or 2 tools, I'd probably go with one of those smaller sizes. But yeah, once you have it pretty much set into the grooves, you can just kind of roll it. In the grooves, I might go this way. Or even on the sides. This is honestly the most time-consuming part. And then afterwards, I will be again adding that tape to seal up the tar. Mostly just because when I'm walking around in here, I'm getting it all over my shoes. Even though it's going to be covered with carpet eventually, I don't want to get it all over the carpet. So yeah. Okay, so since I finished putting the dyno mat on the floor, I tried to roll the carpet back out. It is getting stuck as I try to push it up under the wheel well, and I think that's because they've added some soundproofing, which is giving it extra friction. So I'm going to see if I have a carpet stretcher. Otherwise I'm going to have to take this off to get the rest of that back up.